Hello my writing experts, welcome back to Write with Grammarsaurus, and today we're looking at writing paragraphs like a pro. It's a really hard thing to do. It's something that I didn't really master till I got to secondary school and actually understood properly then. So just stay on board for 5 to 10 minutes and by the end of this video you will be paragraphing like a pro. Now, why are we doing this? Well, other than the fact that we need paragraphs to make our writing make sense, on our interim framework here, we need to use paragraphs to organise ideas and use a range of cohesive devices, including adverbials, across sentences and paragraphs. I'll explain that all later. In my terms, the Grammarsaurus terms, which you can download online on the TES store website, basically you have to correctly organise your paragraphs using something I call tip-topped. I'm going to come on to that now. So, when do you change a paragraph? When do you use a new paragraph, I hear you say? Well, everybody, it's when you introduce a change of time, a change of place, a change of topic, a change of person, and for dramatic effect. At the end of the video, I'll have a task for you all to do involving this to show, see how much you've learned, so stay tuned for that. Now, I'm just going to explain quickly what paragraphs are. Now, basically, paragraphs group related ideas together. So things that are related, they're the same as each other, they're about the same point, they're grouped together into sections to organise your writing. If you don't have them, you'll just have a big giant wedge of writing that goes on and on and on and on, and it's really difficult to read because the brain doesn't get a rest. And paragraphs just help organise things for us humans, and we all love organised things, so writing is one of those things. So here we can see that without paragraphs things can get pretty confusing, and I have an example for you, something I read time and time again, wonderful writing, loads of ideas, but I end up looking like this man at the bottom here saying, what are you on about? Because there's just too much going on and we're jumping from pillar to post. So let's read this and let's decide, what is this paragraph all about? Are you looking for a one-of-a-kind travel experience? If so, you've come to the right place. We've got 20% discount if you book online now. Our destinations are some of the best in the world. Buy one ticket and get another free. You can travel to some amazing places like China, India or Japan. Snacks on the plane are dirt cheap, and we have a special on them, 2 for the price of 1. All of our flights fly from Birmingham Airport and they are all direct, no waiting around in busy airports for you. Now, we can gather it's about flying to different places, but oh my life, talk about the amount of information you're giving me. You're telling me the destination, you're telling me where I fly from, you're telling me that I can get discount if I book online, where I can go, the price of the snacks, the price. You're just telling me too much in one giant paragraph. There are too many topics in one paragraph, and as we've seen on here, if we're changing the topic, so if we're changing from discount prices to destinations, we need a new paragraph. So by the end of this, you should be able to look back at this and actually think, oh, I know how to rearrange this. Now, I've got a brilliant tip to show you, and this will revolutionise how you can turn lots of information like this into absolute gold dust, and you'll be paragraphing like a pro. And it's here, and I really like this because it's got a burger on it, and who doesn't love a burger? And even if you're a vegetarian, you can have a bean burger, so don't say you don't like burgers either. So here we have our Tide burger. And I call it a Tide burger because each one of these letters stands for something. So in my paragraph, I need to start with a transition or an introductory sentence. And that is basically, you need to link back to your last paragraph, or you need to introduce the topic. Yeah? Number 2, you create your development sentences. Now, that's your meat in the middle, and this is where the meat of your writing comes in. So these are where all your ideas come together, linked to the topic sentence at the start, this introductory sentence, not linked to something else. So if our introductory sentence was, chickens live in, I don't know, Spain, a bit random, then my development sentences need to be about chickens in Spain. They can't be about turkeys in Russia. They're not linked. Does that make sense? So if we introduce something here, we carry it on. And finally, we have an ending sentence, the bottom of our bun. and that rounds everything up. So let me just give you a quick rundown. Chickens live in Spain. The majority of chickens are known to live in Spain because they like the warm weather. Many of them like to lay eggs on the Spanish coast and run around looking for friends to play with on the Costa del Sol. And then to sum it up, I could say something like, ideally Spain will always be the best climate for chickens because they love the sun. I don't know, just round up something like that. But all of that was about chickens, plus none of that was true. So please don't tell people that, you know, chickens love Spain. That's made up. So that is how it works. Right, let's go down to this now. Now, on our last thing, on the flights, we had so many ideas. And I suggest that when you write a paragraph, you start with all of your ideas, yeah, of what you want to write about in your entire text. Once you have all of your ideas together, then you can turn it into this little boxing up plan that I've got here. This really helps. So I could write a paragraph about destinations, about the flight cost, about aircraft, any of that. And I'm going to choose one now and demonstrate that for you. So I'm going to talk about flight cost and why you should come and fly with Grammarsaurus Air, because we've got cheap tickets, okay? So I'm going to start first of all with an introductory sentence. I'm not going to start with a transition because this is my first paragraph and I can't link back to a previous one if it's my first one, can I? So why should you fly with Grammarsaurus Air? Are you looking for the cheapest airfares in the whole country? Rhetorical question, get the reader hooked straight away. Look no further. Grammarsaurus Air is your new best friend. There we go. So, I've introduced my topic that I'm talking about flight cost. So, we're starting with this one. So we can start to get rid of this. So I've started with my introductory sentence here. Now, that's my opener, my bun. Now I need the meat in the middle. Let's extend further on my airfare. So I'm going to use some statistics to persuade them. 90%, let's just go back to Arial font, a bit smaller. 90% of our customers think that the airfare for our flights are some of the best deals they have ever come across. There we go. So I've used a nice statistic to back up why my airfares are the best. And then we could carry on to say Thompson Holidays agree that no other company has as good a deal as Grammarsaurus Air. Right, so I've started it off. We're looking for the cheapest airfares. I've hooked them in, and then I've developed my sentences about the same point. I'm not talking about the snacks on the plane. I'm not talking about the type of plane. I'm not talking about the fact we're going to Russia, India, wherever. We're talking about the airfare, so keep it related. Finally, let's sum up what we've said. So you're looking for the cheapest airfares in the whole country, look no further. Grammarsaurus Air is your new best friend. 90% of our customers think that the airfare for our flights are some of the best deals they have ever come across. Thomson Holidays agree that no other company has as good a deal as Grammarsaurus Air. Book today, don't delay. Our prices are guaranteed to impress. Right, I've rounded that up, haven't I? There, finished it off. They're guaranteed to impress. Now, what if this paragraph we've just written here was actually our second paragraph, and our first one, we need them to link together. Now, this is what, on the interim framework, they refer to as using cohesive devices to make sure things link and things aren't, disjointed. So here I have two paragraphs. I've got the one we've just written, and this one on top, which after I've read it you'll figure out what it's about, with a wide range of destinations to select from. Well, topic sentence, introductory sentence, I instantly know it's about destinations. We are certain that Grammarsaurus Air can meet your travelling requirements. From Honolulu to Helsinki, our airline flies to 4 continents from a staggering 6 British airports. No matter where you are in the country, you will find a flight leaving near you. Now, if I remove these now and put my whole paragraph together, I've got one very well structured paragraph with all linked points. I've got my burger top at the bottom, the Tide burger, T-I at the top, and then I've got my development, the meat in the middle, and my ending at the bottom bun. Now I want to link these two together, so we've got like a stack of burgers. What's better than a stack of burgers, eh? So to do that, I'm going to use a cohesive device, and these are, well, there can be any of conjunctions, so our fanboys or a white bus. If you're unsure what a coordinate conjunction or subordinate conjunction is, then head over to my Grammarsaurus does SATs videos, and I have specific videos on those. They're pretty simple. We'll come down to this one, adverbials. Now, if you're not unsure what they are, if you look at my tramp video, which I already have on my channel, that'll explain those. You will use tramp for talking about change of time, place, or person more than anything. And finally, these ones here, conjunctive adverbs, which are topic-based. Now, there are a huge amount of these that you can choose from. I'm going to make a resource with the best ones on so you can use them. So usually these are used for topics because they're more formal and you wouldn't put them in a story usually. But that can be in a story as well. But for this one, I'm going to use one of these conjunctive adverbs. And because I'm talking about the brilliant things that Grammarsaurus Air has to offer, I want to use an additional point, because I'm saying this is one great thing we have to offer, this is another great thing we have to offer, so I'm adding on extra points, and because of that I'm going to use in addition. Okay, so I need to put a transition sentence at the beginning of my second one, because remember it goes transition if it's the second burger, and then introductory sentence. Now I've already got my introduction here, the first one, so my transition is going to be in addition. So in addition to our fantastic destination choices, destination choices, if you're looking for the cheapest flights out there, look no further. Grammarsaurus Air is your new best friend. Simple as 1, 2, 3. As you can see there, I have linked this first point to my second one using my cohesive device of in addition. Simple, done. Right then, let's move on to a bit of a task for you. Now we've had a look at that. This is my final task now, and I've written here a really long paragraph, and I'd like you to work with your partner, or do it by yourself if you're by yourself, to read the paragraph and decide where we need to change paragraphs, because obviously this is too big, so where do we need to add a paragraph? Now remember, we create a paragraph for a change of time, place, topic, person, or for dramatic effect. Now out of all of these, I'd say dramatic effect you might find the hardest. Basically dramatic effect is put in just like a 1 sentence or a 1 word paragraph to suddenly heighten the tension, be like, oh my life, what's going to happen? So if you pause the video here, you can have a go and I'll explain to you afterwards. Okay, so let's go through the answers then. So we're looking for a change of time, place, topic, person, or dramatic effect. Now you could see here at the bottom I put a little map to help you figure out when we're in a new place, if you can't figure it out from the actual text. So, snow fell heavily on the cold November day and Sarah looked longingly out of her window, so clearly she's in her bedroom. She wished she could go outside so much. We're still in her bedroom. Mom called from downstairs announcing that dinner was ready. Now, are we still in the bedroom? Yes, we are, because she's calling from downstairs. So we're not going to put it there. With a small sigh, the miserable girl jumped down from the windowsill and left to go downstairs. We're still in the bedroom. We're not putting it in. The doorbell rang after the plates were cleared away. Now we've got to change of place here. She must either be in the living room or the kitchen, because she wouldn't be eating in her bedroom, I'm guessing. But also, it says that the doorbell rang after, so that means they've already eaten. So because of that, we need a paragraph here, so if you got that, well done, to show it's a new time or place. So we're there. Who could it be? Sarah rushed to the door and peered through the peephole to see who was on the other side of the door. No one. Now, in this part here, I would put a paragraph, because she's rushing to the door from the kitchen, I'm presuming, where she was eating. So we didn't leave, we didn't start in this room, we just went from here to the door. So we can keep it there. But this no one, which is something quite dramatic, the fact no one's there, we could use for dramatic effect. So I'm going to put a paragraph saying no one, just like that. Let's carry on. A shiver gripped her spine as she turned to call back to her mum. So let's pretend she's in the living room where the door is. She's turned back round. Her mum's not there. But has she moved? No, she hasn't. But her mum had disappeared. Now I could, if I wanted to, for dramatic effect, put a new paragraph. I knew that would happen. Right, now I'm going to have to get rid of the map. Very annoying. Goodbye, Mr. Map. No. Doesn't want to play the game. Oh. There we go. So we've got another one for dramatic effect. Finally, tears began to flood her innocent eyes as she realised she was all alone. The kitchen door swung open and a torrent of icy wind swept through the house and slapped the petrified child in the face. Now, if she was in the living room, then she cannot be in the kitchen, so that must be a new place. You have to really read into this, and then that would make sense. So if you reread that now, that's exactly how it should be. Now you're probably thinking, well, these paragraphs are really short. That's okay. There is not a rule on how long or how short a paragraph can be. I mean, look, no one, that's a paragraph. For dramatic effect, that is absolutely fine. So my top tip is to use tip-topped. Top tip, tip-topped. Time, place, topic, person, dramatic effect. Whenever any of those change a paragraph. Use tied for your burger to create each paragraph, especially if you're doing a topic-based thing. So open with your first sentence, develop it, end it. If you're linking them together, use a cohesive device, and I think that's about it. Now I'll have some worksheets attached in the comment box below. I'll have a tied burger for you to download and keep and use to help you, and some other things, a list of cohesive devices and things like that for you to have a go yourself. If you have any questions, please comment below. Please like, subscribe and share, and let as many people know how easy it is to become a Grammarsaurus writing pro, and let everyone know how easy it is to paragraph like a pro. Right, I'll see you soon. Have a nice time. Goodbye.